I am who I'm meant to be. I am who I'm meant to be. Over and out again. My future needed clarity. Hey everyone, today I'm doing a wood panel and I'm doing a faux wood thingy on it. So this is wood. I got this at Aldi. They had an art sale last year, I think, and these were only a couple of bucks. They're not the greatest quality, but you know, just playing. So it's wood. I've just sewed it 2-3 times, and now I'm going to get started with painting the faux wood. Alright, I've got my paint. This is raw umber. This one's titanium white. This is burnt umber, and this is Mars black. And I have my big daddy. He's the size 18 flat interlocking hog. Now I'm going to grab white in the middle there, raw umber on that side, burnt umber on there, and just a touch of black. And we'll just see if we like it. If we don't, then we'll change it. Now I want a light wood look. So white, raw umber, burnt umber, and a little bit of black. And if you don't like something, if it's too dark, just drag some white in it or raw umber. See, it's too grey up there, so I'm going to add some white and some burnt umber. And as usual, I'm not prepared, and I haven't put out enough white. Now I'm trying not to blend it too much. I don't think I've got any raw umber then. So just continue to use the titanium white, raw umber and burnt umber and a little bit of black to make this faux wood pattern on your canvas or your wood panel. I am who I'm meant to be. I am who I'm meant to be. Over and out again. My future needed clarity, so I could see how you react, to me. So much differently. I am different. Every time that I look back, I see my fortune. Would you react to me? We are reacting so much differently. Now there's just some colours up here that I'm not 100% happy with, so I'm just going over them with the colours that I want there. I don't really want that black there, so I'm going over it with burnt umber and white and raw umber. With the 3 that we had to before. I'm just fixing up any mistakes that I don't, not mistakes, but any colours that I don't like, or anything that draws my attention that I don't like in any parts of the canvas or wood panel that are unpainted. I'm just fixing them up. I am who I'm meant to be. I am who I'm meant to be. Over and out again. My future needed clarity, so I could see how you react, how you'd react to me. So much differently. I am different. Every time that I look back, I see my fortune. Would you react to me? We are reacting so much differently. I have this old, I actually got it when I was a little girl for my perm, just a comb. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag it through. Don't put too much pressure on it. And if your paint isn't wet enough, it's not going to work. Now on top of that, I'm going to do another layer of the wood, and then I'm going to do this again. Now I was going to do another coat of this, but after using this on here, I really like the effect that it's got, and it's showing the wood underneath a little bit, with gesso underneath. So I'm going to leave it as it is, and I'm just going to figure out how many wood panels I want. Doesn't need to be exact, but you know, I'd like to kind of make it even. So it's 45. So I'm going to go just over 7 centimeters. I'm just putting a mark here. 7 centimeters. There's 2.5 centimeters to an inch, so that's 2.55, 7.5, so just under 3 inches, I think. I'm just going to do the other side, measure it. Okay, I've just put marks at every 7 centimeters on both sides. Now, the hard part is doing this. Doesn't need to be perfect, because it's not going to be. I'm using my dagger striper brush to make these lines, and I keep moving my hand further down the brush because the further down the brush you hold it, the easier it is to make a straight line. Just draw all the lines that you marked out to make the separate wood panels, and then once we've done that, we'll do the highlights and the other smaller shadow and the nails, screws actually, because they have lines in them. So much Now I'm using a mixture of burnt umber and the black that I just used. So I'm not quite sure which one I want. I might just do burnt umber to start with and see how I like it. I'm going to do a knot, or whatever they're called. Oops. Make a mistake, just make the line a bit thicker. I am who I'm meant to be. I am who I'm meant to be. Over and out again. My future needed clarity, so I could see how you react, to me. So much differently. I am different. Every time that I look back, I see my fortune. Would you react to me? We are reacting so much differently. I don't want too many of these. Doubted all that I could do, knowing what I need to do. All I can say, the word is thank you. I think is what you need to push away from the shore, amongst the waves. Exactly where I wanna be. I am where I wanna be. Remember the start, when my future needed clarity. Yes, I needed clarity. With my dagger striper again, I'm just going to do some lines, like just random, no rhyme or reason for these ones, in a combination of burnt umber and the black. Actually, I might stick with the burnt umber. Some can be thicker. These are just imperfections in the wood. I'm going to go over this black one, I don't like it. Oops. It's a big imperfection. And some can be long. Some can be short. So now using your dagger striper and your white, your titanium white, just going to go on this side of the black line. Just making it a little bit grey. That's better. This is just my imaginary sun is coming this way. So the highlight on this crack here, or the join of the wood, is going to be on that side. So I just mix the tiniest little bit of black with this. So continue to do the highlights on all of the wood joins, and when you're done we'll do some more shadows. I am who I'm meant to be. I am who I'm meant to be. Over and out again. My future needed clarity, so I could see how you react, how you react to me. So much differently. I am different. Okay, and I've decided I'm going to do burnt umber along the bottom of this line. Now when you're doing this burnt umber line, try and keep a teeny tiny little sliver of the black visible in between your burnt umber and your titanium white and a little bit of black mixture. If you don't keep the black there, then you can just go over it again like I do, because I messed mine up. My future needed clarity, so I could see how you react, how you react to me. So much differently. I am different. Every time that I look back, I see my fortune. But you react to me. We are reacting so much differently. Okay, now if you went over the black, then just fix it up. You want the black in the middle. I am who I'm meant to be. I am who I'm meant to be. Over and out again. My future needed clarity, so I could see how you react, how you react to me. So much differently. I am different. Every time that I look back, I see my fortune. But you react to me. We are reacting so much differently. Okay, now we're going to put some nails in here. So I've just made myself a light grey, because they're going to be, nails are silver and they're going to be old nails, so we're going to add a little bit of rust to it. And we'll start, I want to put them in odd spots, so now I'm not trying to make this straight, I'm intentionally making it a little bit not straight, because, well, humans, unless you're really pedantic, wouldn't make it. There would be human errors. Okay, I kept this part in because I wanted to show you how easy it is to fix up a mistake you make with acrylic paint if you catch it the second you do it. So here I'm about to put a nail here and I'm thinking it's a good idea, and then I change my mind. So you see, I paint the nail, and then once I've painted it I realise that I don't want it there, and so first thing I do is I wipe off what I can with my finger. I believe I'd probably use a paper towel when I realise that I've made the mistake and I don't want it there. Yep, wiping it off with the finger, and then I get a wet paper towel and I wipe over it and it's gone. And that's how easy it is to get rid of a mistake. Now, using burnt umber and your dagger striper brush, make the lines near the nails where the joins of the different woods will be. You can make it straight, you can make it crooked, well, not crooked, but you know, not in line with each other. It doesn't matter, and you can make the lines thicker, which would mean that there's a bit of a crack in the join. Just putting in the nails over the other side here. I know it's hard to see because of that glare, but that's all I'm doing there, just with the grey, just making the circles. Now I have my detailer, my 510 detailer, and I'm using Mars Black. I'm using the high flow because it's better, it's easier to make little lines with the high flow one. And what I'm doing is drawing a circle around the nails in the black. Now I'm trying to make the line a little bit thicker, that's closer to me, because it's going to be in more shadow than the other side, because the other side's going to have our sun shining on it, so the shadow isn't going to be as big as the side that's closest to us. Now make a darker grey than the grey that you made the nails with, and we're just going to do a shadow on this side of the nails. Don't put it on the other side of the nails because that's going to be in the highlight. Now with black, we're going to draw the line. So they're not all going to be the same way. It's just a line. Actually, nails don't have lines, do they? Then these are screws then. Doesn't matter. So just keep using the high flow Mars Black and do all the lines on the screws. Put them any way you want, horizontal, vertical, diagonal, any way you want. They don't need to be the same, or they can all be the same if that's how you make your wood panels. I don't know, my husband probably does, but I don't. I'm just putting a black line in the middle of this burnt umber. I did that bit on purpose there to make it look like it's a hole. And now I think on this hole here, I'm just going to make Just a little bit black on this side. And the same with this hole here. Do you want to go around the whole thing in black? Then we're going to let that dry and we're going to paint our butterflies. Okay, I'm about to paint the butterfly, first butterfly. You can put it anywhere you want, you don't have to put it where I'm putting it. I'm just using, because this butterfly is going to be black and orange, so I'm just using black as an outline. Oops, this one. I am who I'm meant to be. I am who I'm meant to be. Over and out again. My future needed clarity, so I could see how you react, how you react to me. So much differently. I am different. Every time that I look back, I see my fortune. Would you react to me? We are reacting. Now using red and yellow, mix up an orange that you want. Keep the red and the excess yellow because the red is going to deepen the orange and the yellow is going to lighten it. And just paint over the butterfly. It doesn't matter if you go over the black lines because we'll go over them again. Just paint over the whole thing, and in the next bit we'll do the shadows, which are closest to the butterfly's body, whatever it is. I'm blending the darker orange that's closest to his body with the other orange that I did. So the orange down here in this circle is going to be deeper and darker, just to imply a shadow. And I want those black lines there, but I don't need them to be super dark, but I probably will go over them again. So now I'm going to add more red to the orange, and I'm going to make it deeper, darker. So this bit here is going to be in shadow. and then make a very light orange with the red and the yellow and blend it in up here. So these areas are lighter there in the sun. So this is just white. And after you've done the white on his body, just going to add the highlights to his antenna there. They'll be on the left hand side because the light is facing him on the left hand side. And also going to do some little highlights on his body there to show that it's circular, and yeah. Now, the bit that makes it realistic, the shadow. So my light is coming from over here, so it's going to be a bit of a shadow. I'm just going to do it in light grey for now. Okay, so I'm just going to make that a little bit darker. I don't want it too dark, but I don't want it too light either because it's shadow. I am who I'm meant to be. I am who I'm meant to be. Over and out again. My future needed clarity, so I could see how you react, how you react to me. So much differently. I am different. Every time that I look back, I see my fortune. Would you react to me? We are reacting so much differently. I went ahead and did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 butterflies on here, all different sizes. I did a big one here, the red one with the funny little thing on his tail, on his wings. Now what I did was I outlined all of them with just a small bit of white, just so you can see them, the end of them and the start of their shadow. Because I did have it so there was no white there, and it was just, I just didn't like the way that it looked, so I like the way this has turned out. And if you make any mistakes, just go over it with the wood colour. There's my phone.